Tully, your promo skills, unparalleled, really, at the time in the business. You had the Nature Boy, but you had Tully freaking Blanchard, who was just so good on the mic. Who do you attribute? I mean, was that just something that you just gravitated to early on? It became easy to you. Was there someone that gave you some tips, skills, or was it just something that you feel like just came natural to you? You knew how to be, for lack of a better word, an asshole, and we're just really good at it.
I was just really good at it.
It came natural to you.
But it was, I mean, I studied speech and stuff when I was in college,
Okay.
and it was the probably one of the greatest bits of advice that I got was from Johnny Valentine. After his plane crash, he was on uh, crutches, and he would critique my matches uh, after uh, after we would wrestle, because Buddy Roberts was came as Buddy Valentine for a while, and then he went back to being with Michael Hayes and
Oh yeah, the Freebirds, Buddy
the
Roberts.
Freebirds. Yes.
Yeah,
But Johnny, in his
Buddy Roberts.
critiquing me,
Yeah.
he said, if you can show the audience that you are good at what you do,
Mhm.
then they will hate you even more.
Mhm.
And that's what I did. Whether I was talking, whether I was performing in the ring, whatever, I tried to show everything that it was logical, it was sensible, it was intelligent, it was articulate, and then it was people would hate you even more because a part of them respected you.
Sure.
And I think the reason people remember me now, 40 years after the fact, 35 years after the fact, is because of that. And you hone that down. And then, I was learning from anybody that could sell tickets. I learned from.
You were a student.
If you didn't sell tickets, I wasn't learning from you. And that goes to Wahoo, that goes to Terry Funk, Dory Funk, Harley Race, Flair. I learned from everybody.
What a lineup. Legends. You we before we put a bow on the talk of you being in AEW and no one really came to you, you mentioned how it's a different time. Your experience there, you were there. I remember you working with FTR. Thoughts on those guys, thoughts about your time in AEW in general, and we're coming right back to the chat for rapid fire, guys, so continue to get those questions in.
It was just an old wingtip shoe right out of the box because it'd never been soiled and it didn't fit. That's the only thing that I can say. Those guys, FTR, were fabulous performers. It just
A lot of comparisons to you and Arn, those two.
um,
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I've never heard any of the comparisons.
Just that not since Arn and Tully has there been a tag team that have worked this well chemistry wise, been able to tell a story, and work similar styles to what you guys did.
Yeah, well, they are quality performers, and I don't put that past them at all. But I do still have a little bit of an ego that there's never been a tag team better than Arn and I.
Let's talk about it. One half of the first tag team to hold the WWF and NWA tag team titles. To me, I feel like, we saw a tag team go in, the U.S. Express, into the Hall of Fame. How cool would it be to see Arn and Tully go into the Hall of Fame together? Come on. I think it's due, buddy.
I'd like to hear what the fans say about that.
Heather Whitley said Tully and Arn are like peanut butter and jelly, and they just belong together. So there you go. Let's get into some of the chat questions. We'll keep going. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think Arn and Tully as a tag team should be Hall of Famers? And we'll get to that. We have CB says, hello from Scotland, Tully. Hope you're feeling good today. So we got a few people watching from Scotland.
I am doing great, and I hope to come to Scotland someday and play golf.
There you go. CB, thanks for joining us. Amy Vaughn says, hashtag Ask Tully. Love seeing him do these podcasts. Will he be does he have any appearances soon? Any upcoming appearances that you're going to be doing?
I think I've got one in August.
Okay.
And, but I haven't confirmed that yet. But I'm changing stuff. So I've hopefully the person that I've contacted to schedule me to
get on the loop, if you will.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But I do like the fact that I have never really been on the loop.
Yeah.
So then you become like yesterday's news. So
you're more of a valuable you're more of a valuable, hey, Tully's going to be here. And it's like more of a bigger draw because you, like you said, you haven't been on the loop.
Yeah. But it's still the impact is when Barry and Arn and I are all three there and JJ.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is you just can't afford Flair and all of us. So
understood there. Eddie Prather said, I love Tully and Gino as the dynamic duo. Eddie's
that was a maybe second best tag team. And I don't want to the reason Arn and I are better than Gino and I, because Gino and I were the same style. Arn and I, you had Arn's size. I was the quick, speedy guy. Arn was the bruiser and came in and stopped the world. And we could do things that two guys that were doing the same style couldn't do. And I think that's why Arn and I are better. And I think that's why Arn and I are better than FTR by the same token.
Complementary piece that you and Arn were for each other, that complementary style.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. CB says, Tully, when did you learn about Magnum TA's car accident?
I think it was the next morning. And it's a little bit unclear, but I remember that he was in the hospital and we went to see him in the hospital. And he was tied down to a table that was rotating so his vitals could stay functioning.
Mm-hmm. And it's what I think is so cool too now is just the relationship you and Magnum, Tessa, the whole family. And it's because listen, there was nothing like you and Magnum, as we talked about already, that I Quit match, the feud that you guys had back in the day, and family dynamics have changed over the years, but it's just really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's it is a very life takes different turns. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and what a ride it is. Hashtag 900 miles from normal. Can't wait for this question. He said he's 900 miles from normal. That's his name. He said, were there any talent enhancement guys from your day that you think should have been given a push, maybe even made a horseman? So there are any guys back in those days you've wrestled, you thought, man, there's something to this guy. He should be getting more.
Oh, Big Bubba did get a push. And when he was an enhancement guy, I slingshotted him on Atlanta TV.
Yes.
Which was eye-opening to me as well as everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was intimidating, badass for Jimmy Cornette as his bodyguard, and we saw what he went on to do as Big Boss Man.
Oh gosh!
But man, if they could have kept him around, you know, holy shit.
He was talented and great guy to be around.
Yeah, it's great to hear.